Well, just last week, we showed you highlights of the Country Championships Northern Rivers qualifier in Grafton that took place a few weeks ago. That's where 3-year-old Far Too Easy shot into favouritism for the $500,000 final next month.
Yeah, today it's a very different story. Trainer David McColm, his family and their star gelding have been evacuated from their Murwillumbah home. David is joined by CEO of the Tweed River Jockey Club, Tim Booth. David and Tim, welcome to the program. It's been an awfully difficult time for you. David, first up, how do you reflect on the past 7 days?
Look, it's the last 7 days have been probably the biggest ordeal that I've experienced in my life. And at 61 years of age, we all experience ordeals, but this is something that shattered not just me, but everybody in this community, all the racing people. It's not just myself. It's there's a lot of us that have suffered immensely from this event.
David, what has this week meant for you and your family? I know your wife and your 2 sons, Archie and Max, are with you. Just talk us through the experience.
Well, on the Sunday afternoon when this rain event unfolded, we live on a floodplain, so we knew that we were going to get water where we live, and we live with that. But what unfolded through to Monday was a very scary event. My family, my wife Jude, the 2 boys. We were safe in the house, but my stable complex, which is around about 50 metres from the house, the water did get into the stable complex, something that's never happened before because we've built it really, really high. So I don't know, it's just devastating. It's devastated. It's a devastating event.
Tim, the pictures are just unbelievable from the Jockey Club. Where are you guys at now?
We've been fortunate. We've had a lot of volunteers and members and directors help us over the last couple of days. We're at the stage now where we've got the buildings clean. Clean to a point, they're mud-free, but we're at the point now where we'll assess the damage and try and figure out where we start, where we rebuild from, because essentially we've lost everything bar a couple of tractors.
Is there any detail at this point in time, the extent, the financial ramifications, the process for you and the team moving forward, Tim?
Yeah, look, we probably really haven't put a price tag on it yet. We have had contact from Racing New South Wales in regards to, and Racing New South Wales Country in regards to a few things to move forward. But yeah, I think that'll sort of be a job for tomorrow and the next day. And by then we'll really be able to put a price tag on it and go forward from there.
Quite appropriately named Far Too Easy, David. The horse, of course, the gelding. How is he? And are you still in contention for the final on April 2?
Yes, we are. Look, what's happened isn't ideal, but all my team of horses have come through it well. I've had Greg Baldwin, my vet, came out as soon as he could get access to the stables. He's checked them out, gone over them, and they're fine. Far Too Easy's behind me as we speak. We took him to the track this morning and tried him around the bull ring. He's feeling well. I'm happy with him. Unfortunately, Racing New South Wales have reached out. The stewards have reached out. I'm overwhelmed by the people who have reached out to me. But we're actually going to Scone tomorrow to continue our preparation, as we wouldn't be able to do it here. He would be out of contention if we stayed here. But with the outpouring of support from Steve, the CEO at Scone, they've arranged for me to stay at Middlebrook Valley Stud. They've reached out to me. I'm overwhelmed, like it's the racing community have done, a great job. And there's also, in an event like this, I've got my cousin, Gary Beverstock, and his son Heath, and they had 3 sons. Heath's 3 sons, they brought feed for me on Tuesday they drove to Nerang, which is 40 minutes away. They put it in a boat, came all the way up the Tweed River, which was would have been a horrendous event. And they brought it all the way to the racetrack. It's things like this that, people probably don't see, but it was, my heart goes out to those people who, help you push forward.
Tim, it's people like David, it's people like yourself, it's horses like Far Too Easy that's just standing behind you, not even realising what all this fuss is about. We know this racing community, it really bands together, it comes together in a time of crisis when people need it most.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's a unique thing about the racing industry and particularly country racing. And I think a lot of people like Dave and myself and particularly a lot of these other people in Murwillumbah, if we weren't a community and we didn't stick together, they wouldn't be in it. It is tremendous that in a crisis how racing people do band together and support each other. And Dave just made reference to Steve Keane at Scone reaching out and making sure that a horse from another region up to his other than his has got a chance in a country championship, and I think that's tremendous. And I can't talk highly enough of the support we've had from the racing community as well. Dave Hodgson, the tracks manager from Racing New South Wales, forwarded an email from Navesh Mandani this morning with the ATC where they can offer any assistance with the tracks, and because obviously our grass track is going to be out of action for a little while, but just stuff like that. Those guys don't have to help, but they do, and it is tremendous, and it's really why I love racing, and I'm sure that's why Dave loves racing as well. It's without that support, it's probably not the industry that it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dave, let's finish on that note because it is. Look, I'm not far behind you. You're 61, I'm 55 this year, so we've been around a little while. And I know from my perspective, when I had a bit of a career change a few years ago, came over here and we began Racing Dreams, and Julie and I have had so much fun. But one of the things that I have noted so potently is that sense of kinship, that sense of family, that sense of friendship and belonging that horse racing. I've always loved the sport, but I've got a lot closer to it, and it is just very, very real, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it is really. The community, the racing community, is a tight knit community. I mean, Matthew Dunn, who's got a big team of horses here at Murwillumbah, on Wednesday afternoon, he allowed me to take my horses up, use his walker. People don't have to do that, they really don't have to do that. But Matt and Kira, they reached out and said that we could do that. It's things like that we are a close community. And even though we're going into this race as rivals in a many ways, we're all together.
I tell you what, this gelding of yours behind you as well, he's just a beautiful type. He's been so calm behind you this entire time. Gentlemen, David, Tim, thank you so much for your time this morning. We wish you and the team well in the weeks ahead. We are right behind you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.